All right, I'm recording
Me-
again. Yay! Okay.
Okay, that misfortune needs to go in F, please.
Scouts.
Scouts needs to disappear from my memory.
What do you think, Pacific?
1 second.
Scout
Uh,
was
All right.
so
So
good for different.
scouts, I think should. I think
Please.
that it was not as bad as other stuff that we have in F tier.
Well, bad in terms of power level, or like.
No, like bad as in like this was like unplayable to play against.
so the way
Like
that I feel about it is, I feel like when I think of scouts, I feel a mild to moderate annoyance, but I don't feel like a flame of hate either.
yeah, like I feel a flame of
Okay.
hate for Fiora Shen from like having to deal with 3-mana deny and like the worst mirrors I've ever seen in my life.
Mm,
Like
I don't know why Jinx is up there in S tier, but
It's
we had
memorable.
Jinx. It's like a, if we're gonna have an aggro deck, this is like what the aggro deck should
And
be.
it's like core part of the game of just like, I do think the idea of discarding for the aggro was good, and
It was
I
also
think Jinx is
it
a
was
cool champion. It fit her, like the chaos and the theme and stuff like that. I think her flavor was good, and really when I saw discard aggro, or specifically discard aggro, I was not like, wow, I hate my life, I don't want to play the game anymore.
it's
Like,
also like
it's,
you have
we
to
gotta
like
give
make
a
decisions.
aggro deck. Yeah, we have to give
Yeah,
an aggro deck an S.
it was also like the only aggro deck in the game where you actually like had to make real decisions, like because like you had to decide what you were discarding. Every other one was just fucking drill on yourself, curve out, and then like hold up burn.
mm, true.
So like like sometimes you would like get excited like your champion and stuff like that, and like that's like actually like a hard decision to make about like a short-term resource, like giving up like a long-term like game plan for like your ability to like end the game next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I
I'm
think if we're
thinking.
listening,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I think
uh,
misfortune, I would put low C.
B.
Oh, you
yeah, I
think
think low.
B?
I think the
B,
lowest of, I
B or
think
C?
lowest is C. I think low C.
I'm because like I still didn't like playing against that deck. I don't think Scout, the mechanic itself, is particularly innovative, especially when we already had rally and stuff. Like, I don't like how it broke those core pieces of the game. And I think Misfortune's a cool champ, and Scouts, I think, lets her down, but like you also kind of had to have him to activate her the way that you wanted to. But yeah, I think that's why I have it at C for that reason, is my thought, where I don't look upon it fondly, but I'm like okay with it. I kind of do feel similar to the other things in the C list, where I'm like, okay, it was a deck that existed.
Yeah, and like I never was like excited to play with Quinn in my life. Like Quinn is like the most C
No.
tier card in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Misfortune definitely cooler than Quinn for sure, but
Yeah.
did need to be activated by the scouts. So that's why I agree with not quite F tier, just because I hate Fiorishin so much. Not like that. Like, I do feel that flame of hatred against that deck. And how you just couldn't deal with it. The mirrors were terrible. It made the game so long for no reason. It was just so annoying. At least
Yeah,
scouts were pretty quick.
like and then like if you like tried to go long, like just the experience of playing against like a top deck like Fiora Shen was like the worst experience in the world. We were like, all right, did they top deck the Brightsteel formation? Oh, they
Oh
did. Guess I
yeah.
lose. Oh, did they top deck Golden
Reap.
Aegis? I did. They did. Guess I
Yes.
lose.
The second Fiora for
Golden
repost.
Ages.
Are you getting why we listed it at F tier? Like you're getting the feeling of hatred, right? You're getting like the like true like spark of hatred.
No, I love Shira personally.
I mean, we got the
But
mono
yeah,
Fiora as an A.
no, we have Monofury in A. We have Fiora Shen in F.
Oh, yes, Fiora was absolutely cringe.
Okay, then we're good. Then we're good. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
no, like for like what the players want, like Mono Fiora is an A tier deck, no matter how much I hated playing against it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can start talking about. Let's start talking about the fire. Okay, let's start talking about the gas. Let's just gas up Deep about why Deep was fire.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Wait, actually, Deep is way cooler
Deep is
Deep
actually
is
fire.
than
Deep
LoR.
is fire. Deep is fire.
Deep is actually pretty cool. Low key.
It's not even
It
low
was-
key, Kavir.
Not
What do you
even low key.
mean?
It's high
No, it's
key.
high key. It's good. It's really good. It's fun
It-
to play. Kind of okay to play against. It's really good. It's like
It's like
yeah.
it like had like this like big turn. I remember like how long like you guys were like, man, this Nautilus card sucks, and then like eventually it just was like, nah, this guy's just like the best. Like this guy's
What
like
you
he just like if you
Once we were like, wait,
Yeah.
you can just level 7 combo with this guy if you hit the right deep cards, like the right toss cards at the start. Like Jettison was like actually a pretty good card
Oh
just
my
because you
God.
could play Nautilus plus Elusive Fish plus Elusive Fish plus Devour Fish on one turn. Like that's crazy.
And then like once this card got like the like card that healed you and like was like
Mega Tusk.
the Mega Tusk, like this deck was just like, and like it
It was
got like the
never good
2-3.
though. Up until like 1 point, I think.
It was there was tournament lineups that played him.
Oh,
Wait, Deep got played early on and in the middle and at the end.
It was like
It wasn't always it was always popular on ladder, but in tournaments it was always kind of like I wouldn't
yeah.
quite call it a mainstay, but I wouldn't say it was
it was
disappeared.
it was a lineup target deck. I remember this. Like this was a target the deck was like about targeting lineups.
Yeah, I do
Hmm.
remember people doing that.
Yeah.
I think just Deep
like-
is the ultimate fantasy deck of just like I'm doing this thing, I'm tossing my own cards, which haha funny because I'm tossing my own cards to make my units really strong. Maokai gets to mill my opponent if I'm playing that version. These giant sea monsters are attacking them. Then you even get it capped off with having Treasure Hoarder that gives you additional treasure for even more fantasy of it, while still having a pretty good deck. And you have a lot of flexibility in it. It's not like you're playing Lurk and you put only Lurk cards. You didn't ever just only put deep or toss cards. Like you had choices. You had choices for if you wanted to run removal, if you wanted to run more anti-aggro, like I've seen, Whale or Vengeance or whatever. Like there's so much flexibility in it while still having that overall theme in fantasy. That's
And
why I
also,
think
like,
it's so good.
Also like the cards from Deep had like a lot of like really funny like meme things that you could do with them. Like I remember like Teal Red had like like a turbo like Nautilus, like it tried to pop off with Nautilus deck, and then like we tried to build like a mill deck that was like
A
just,
Turbo
like,
Maokai deck that would beat the
Yeah.
Nautilus decks, and it would do that.
Yeah, like it was really cool. I think this is like easy S tier.
Me too.
Yeah.
Also, the animation of also like your deck going deep is just like S tier.
True. That
Yeah.
sound effect was cool.
We were talking about how that was probably one of the most like, oh yeah, this
That's
is
what- I
great.
thi- I think
Sounds
that's, like,
of
the be-
LOR.
I think that's the best like just sound in LOR. Like I think that's the best. Maybe
Yeah,
Kavir would say the
probably.
frostbite sound effect was better, but like
Fuck me. I agree with that. Well, actually, my favorite sound effect is burst passing. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Burblefish?
Let's we're gonna talk about that after we talk about some of the Targon stuff coming out. I think it was after that. It was like that was a
Yes,
later
it's
thing.
after. Yes.
We're specifically talking about exactly like Bilgewater, which like this is like Twisted Fate, like Gangplank, like
Tides.
Swain, like Rising Tide specifically.
We're going in order of history.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think the next one we can talk about probably is GP Sedge, Plunder.
Yeah.
Oh
I think
my
that's
god.
what we have there. Yep.
I love Plunder. I mean, it was before it would take cards from the top of your deck, right? Not the bottom.
it was like that for a bit, but
Oh my god. I did not like Plunder.
Yeah.
I hate
you-
people taking my cards over, first of all. and this was just
You hate them
oh my
taking your
god.
cards. You hate them looking at your
Look,
cards. Just don't
literally
touch
do
the
not
cards.
don't touch my don't.
All right, but did you enjoy playing Plunder?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's up there, one of my favorites as well.
It was
I,
broken.
I think it generated some of the best moment. Like me and Silverfuse were playing like some friendlies this morning, and it literally generated like a
Oh my
super like funny
gosh.
moment. Silverfuse was playing like Spooky Karma, and I was like completely dead, and then I nabbed her pack your bags and killed her.
Oh my god.
With for the perfect amount of mana too.
With the literal perfect amount of mana.
Like
And like
I had him dead. I was playing Watery Grave and he was going to be dead, and he was like, oh, Plunder never fails. And then he stole my pack your bags for a reduced cost with his merchant. So it
and
was
I played
4
exactly
mana.
4. Yeah.
And I had 4 health. And he had did you have like a Dreadway, or you had
Yeah, I had a Dreadway in play, so it dealt 10 damage, yeah.
It did, and then he had a keg too, so it actually did 12 to me. It overkilled me by 8.
So like here's the thing. If you want the game to be perfectly competitive and like you really value that, then it was probably not the best mechanic. But if you are like valuing like really like cool highlight moments and like stream clips and like things that are memorable, like Silverfuse in her like best moments of like LOR period, she like nabbed like the one of
Here, I can
Ledros from
just
like
play
Alan.
the clip
Yeah.
for the stream.
Yeah.
Let me find it. I have it in this document.
So like that's like kind of where you're at, and like I think me and Silverfuse, because of like what we value, we like solidly put it in S tier, and I super understand you putting it in like B or C tier because like it just was not like what it like turned tournaments into.
Yeah.
Also, on top of that, the other thing about it is, oh, shoot, I love Riptide Rex. Riptide Rex was one of my favorite cards in the game. It was a good mix of randomness, but also like being able to throw down damage that when it made sense as well. And I liked how it worked with the plunder mechanic as well as it did. Okay, chat. Here is the nav. So this, for context, this is Beyond the Bandlewood, which is a tournament. It was an invitational tournament between content creators where we were allowed to have 36 of one. Like mine was Bilgewater, for example. I think Alan's was Shadow Isles. So you had 36 of those cards, and then you're able to use it was something like 34 and 6. And so almost all of my cards were Bilgewater with a couple exceptions. And so we were in this tournament playing against each other, and his goal was to mill me and then kill me off with Ladros. And well, what did I steal? I stole his Ladros here, and it lost him the game. I technically could have done a Dreadway Ladros combo, but I was playing around all the removal that he had in his hand because he's Shadow Isles, and he just had a ton of removal and pranks and stuff. So that's how I
head
beat.
shake is hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, he goes, oh, Korwa.
So like that. So that's like kind of like where I'm at with it. It's just like, I'm like pretty strong on it being an S tier. I I I can see the argument that like it basically made like tournaments like clusterfucks, and like that like dings it a little bit. So I'm willing to say that, but I also think that like part of the reason that like LOR died was that it over-indexed on tournaments.
I think it also, the pre-built stuff was very frustrating, but I don't think that was the issue. I think a lot of people needed that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it definitely hurt it for me, personally.
We can put it in A tier. I don't think that it's like quite at the level of other stuff, I guess.
I think it's the highest in A tier, though.
I agree.
I think it's nowhere near there. For me, it's F.
We are compromising. We are compromising, Kavira.
F. It's definitely
Sure.
not F. And also, you liked Plunder and you liked Sejuani.
I like Sejuani. She's one of my favorite, if not my favorite champion. But I think her effect is cool. But I think the plunder of yoinking cards, it was just horrible. Hated it.
It's funny
Okay.
because in that specific the deck list I have, actually I don't think even has the plunder cards in it. I think it is the Gangplank and Sejuani with Riptide Rex and stuff. I don't even think I had the Black Market Merchant in there.
I mean, that's what that deck was in that time.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
this might have been post nerf.
Powder Keg is not the TF deck, Scarlon. We can go to that one right now if you want to. So Refuse, what is Powder Keg? What is Powder Keg?
So, Powder Keg is Unkillable Cake where you play a what was that card called? Why can't I think of
Unyielding
it?
Spirit.
Oh,
Unyielding
yes.
Spirit.
Unyielding Spirit. Here, let me just show you a quick. Let me just show you the video of what it does real quick.
This was the thing that made So Refuse have a channel.
It actually is. It's like what made my channel be anything. Like it was my first I wouldn't quite say viral. 63K views is what it has at the time, which I think it was in the 50,000s at some point, and it was one of my favorite decks. And I'm guessing at the end here is when the actual combo happens. And so you stack a bunch of kegs and you put Unyielding, and so whenever you use something, the keg doesn't die anymore. So you're able to just be like, all right, I'm gonna warning shot you to death because it does 14 damage. In this case, like this, so the cake doesn't pop because it's an unkillable cake from the Unyielding Spirit, and boom. So it's a Demacia Bilgewater deck. Yep, this is my deck, and it was really hard. I have done it again, even though Hush came out. That made it really tough, and really, I might have to try it again.
Oh, you should try it again.
I should try it again. I can't really
this
say.
This is like your deck.
I can't really say goodbye to LOR without doing this. Even though this isn't an official goodbye stream, just for clarification. But it is a little bit of a celebration. Who knows when I will stream LOR again after this thing as well, though. But yeah, I'll have to do it. But yeah, for this one, I just have to say it's a Giga S tier.
No, this is
fun.
This is S tier. This is S tier for sure.
It's the Giga S tier, because it holds a special place for me personally, and I know a lot of people, like, when they came to like my Twitch, they're like, you're the person that did the Unkillable Keg or the Unyielding Spirit Keg or the Keg combo. Like, that's what I became known for when I was like a small channel of like 1,000 subscribers, just trying to grow and like make a name for myself.
So the next deck that I have a really strong memory from this era was definitely Swain. I have like a really strong memory of Swain from this era. I remember Leviathan just slapping people.
Yeah. Tell us about it more.
So in
And this is
this
Swain
time,
TF in particular for anyone in chat wanting to know.
Yeah,
Oh my
Swain
God.
T. Yeah, in this time, Demacia was a really annoying color. Like, not like
Yeah.
kind of annoying, it was really
Always.
annoying. And the best card against Demacia by like not even like a little bit,
Flock.
was Ravenous Flock. Yeah, it was the best card against Demacia by like a lot. And Swain TF was the best Flock deck by a million miles.
Yes.
And if you stabilize the game ever with this deck, then and you landed a Leviathan, you won the game. And
yeah.
That's not like an understatement. That's not even like a small statement. That was just like straight up true. And if you played like 2 Leviathans, then like you could never lose. And then also the fact that Leviathan turned on your Riptide Rex without any effort was so good. Going TF into Flock was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And like also this was a NAB deck, which like was like that was probably a little bit toxic. This is probably the deck where like NAB was the most toxic as well.
Oh yeah, and the TF NAB stuff was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was definitely ridiculous.
This stuff, the leveling the champions to this deck was super impactful. It happened a lot. A guillotine was like really sick in this deck. Going like the sentry into flock was like the best way to kill MF in the entire game.
Yep.
This deck was gas.
It was.
There's nothing else
It
to
could
say.
beat
This deck was gas.
scouts. It could beat scouts. We love
Yeah.
beating scouts. I loved stunning up all the scout units. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Attacking into a house spider felt horrible, and also like this deck was really skillful. Like setting up your powder kegs to like have like a really good pop off turn. I think one of my really good friends back this time was Rattling Bones, and he was the Swain TF player.
Yes, he was. Yes, I
Like
agree with that.
that was his deck, and like so many people like lost him in tournament with him playing this deck.
Uvi, do you have things to say?
No, I agree. I think Swing TF was pretty toxic, but only because of Flock. I think Flock is probably, in my opinion, the strongest card that just never got nerfed.
Yeah.
LoR.
Oh, I was literally thinking that today when I was playing. I was like, wait, this card is still deal 4 to a damaged unit? Oh,
It is
okay.
Crazy to me that it's fast speed. It's crazy to me that it deals 4. There's so many questions. I always thought that card was absolutely broken.
Oh no, it is. But it was like it was like how they wanted the color pairing to play. It was like your reason to play the color. Like, why else would you play?
You wouldn't play it without
control
it.
Yeah, why else would you play Control Noxus without it?
It is definitely that card.
Yeah.
Kree should be burst.
Anyways,
where are we putting it on the tier list?
I think it's like an A tier deck. Would be my guess. Yeah, I think it's an A tier deck.
I
like,
personally put it even above Gangplank. I love Swain. Swain, for me, it's almost an S, but I don't know. If it was my personal list, for me, it would be an S, but I understand if you all say A, I'm like, yeah, I can agree with that too.
I mean, I just don't think it withstood the test of time like that well, to be honest. Like,
that's true, and when you ask people, like, what do you think about on LOR, no one ever says Swain, except for maybe me.
I want to talk about another fun deck that I actually remember like streamers for. So I put Slotbot on here very specifically because I remember specific players who were Jinx TF mains. Who like that was like what they played on ladder for like the entirety of Bilgewater set. Where like the only thing that they were trying to do was like play every single draw spell that existed in PNZ and Bilgewater and then kill people with like the biggest slot bot you've ever seen. And they would like cast like rockets and TF would be leveled, and like when this deck popped off, it was so annoying to play against.
I was gonna say, and Mogwai definitely popularized it. Like he definitely popularized it, but some people stayed with it, some didn't. But yeah, this deck, I do remember people playing this, and this was pre-Poro Cannon. I want to point that out.
This was like the thing I think that's like underlies what TF Fizz became was like this deck. I think this is like the groundwork for like what that deck became. Yeah, this was like the first like turbo level 2 TF deck.
Yes. What's gonna happen here? Oh yeah, yeah. So I think Mogwai has it where he is leveling TF on turn 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's turn 6.
We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about how like we're gonna talk about that later with like another deck. That level TF a little bit faster than that, and probably shouldn't have been. Probably wasn't okay.
Yeah.
But this is like deck was pretty gas. This deck had 0 longevity. This is not what people remember LOR for.
No.
But this deck was really fun in the time.
That means it's like a B tier?
I think it's a B tier because I think that like this thing existing in like this era was part of like what made this like set fun.
I think
like
it made people think about.
was never played really.
It
In
was by a
tournaments,
group
no.
of
It was
people. Yeah.
in tournaments, no. In tournaments, no. It was never played in tournaments.
I
It
lost
made-
it
is
in the tournament.
It made people think about it made people think about deck building a little bit differently.
Yeah. It was like, what if I am just like fully all in on leveling up a TF and that's my entire game plan? It's cool. It's a cool deck. Alright, Dreadway, was this your like
This is
warning
Dawn
shot
and
OTK?
Dusk Warning
Yeah.
Shot OTK. Literally,
this
or
is
any Dreadway deck of mine, but I think the Dreadway OTK is one of the more memorable ones in my opinion. It only has 14k views, but I did this more than once.
I think that this was probably the deck that like for your content really dictated like a large subsection of like stuff you were trying to do, which was like I'm gonna take like a card and like really push it to like the highest possible top end of it. And I think
Yeah.
that this was like one of like the highest like levels of that was like, what if I just like made it so my I could just only kill the opponent with warning shot?
Yes, and it was something that I was able to do successfully pretty often. I wouldn't say it was like a staple of mine by any means. I always thought it was a lot cooler than I think most people probably found it. So I love Dreadway decks, but for the warning shot one in particular, I think it's closer to like a C.
Yeah, I think
Or,
it's a C. I agree. But I do
like,
think that this was like a pretty like this was like the start of your love of like Dreadway decks.
oh yeah, I love Dreadway decks so much. All right, Kubi, would you like to talk about
Kubi-
the next one?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to talk
What's
about
the next
Karma?
one? Oh
Spooky
God.
Karma.
We're talking about Karma specifically, like you know, Kubi, choose in your head what is the best non-Lee Sin era of Karma that you remember?
Oh my God. Karma Ezreal was
We
a
already talked
feat.
about that one. Sorry, we already talked
Yeah,
about that one.
sorry. It's already an S.
It's already an S.
S. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That deck was so toxic.
Oh yeah, we
So
said that,
toxic.
but we said it
We
was
said
just
that.
a staple.
We
Like
we said it was iconic in the way that Freeze Mage is iconic.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Karma.
true or true.
Literally. Go Hard Karma is interesting. I
mm-hmm.
think Spooky Karma was very fun to play. It was literally the first deck that I played in a tournament. I told you, like, I literally won cups, like water cups that I still use today from a tournament that I won 6 years ago. 7 years ago. Like,
So talk.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, so the first iteration of Karma was Spooky Karma. It was just with the spiders and the fact that Karma generated spells and she was able to double like Val Feast and stuff like that, and that was already broken. So that iteration is good. Then we got the Karma Ezreal period, which lasted forever. Then we got the Go Hard Karma, and then we circled back into the Ezreal version, something close to Ezreal with Karma Set and Karma Seraphine, which is a deck that I brought to Worlds. So I'm very familiar with that deck, unfortunately.
So I think that the one that seems like probably the most interesting for where we're at history is probably the Go Hard version.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts about like the Go Hard version of Karma?
It was really fun. I think it was really cool. That combo is cool. It was never that strong, and it was just like so epic. I thought it was a fun combo. I never thought it was like bad to play against or to play.
Where would
I would
you rate
say
it?
like A or S.
We can do A. I don't think me or Surfuse have that much of like a connection to Karma or Spooky Karma.
Oh, I
So
like
we can
the
do
Spooky
A.
Karma.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we can list it
Oh my
as.
God.
You know how like playing big dudes can be fun? Playing lots of spells also fun for low mana.
Alright, then let's list it as. Sounds good to me.
Wait, I don't know if I'm S though. I like Swain better than Karma.
I'm I never
But
liked Spooky Karma, so I would not be listening at high. But that's me.
I'm at like an A for her.
Okay. I mean that balances out between me
Because
and Kuvi then.
we have Ezreal at Karma at S already. On top of that.
Fair.
Yeah, just don't put Karma next to Ezreal.
What?
Alright, so with Trundle, are we saying specifically FTR
Oh.
Trundle, or are we saying which Trundle are we saying?
Timeline's Trundle was.
Not
Oh
this.
my
Not
god.
where this is. I should have
We
put
should have a concurrent
Lysandra
timeline.
for instead. I do have concurrent timelines. It's right here.
Oh, that is concurrent
Wow.
timelines Trundle? Oh
Oh
god,
no.
this deck was miserable. Fuck this deck.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
it
we're not
was.
doing that one yet. We're not doing that one. This one's Trundle Lysandra first.
Alright, Trundle Lysandra. Okay.
Yes. I'll listen to you all
Sti-
before I
Trundle is
go
so
on
mean.
about it.
still fuck this deck.
Literally. Literally.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trundle
This
is
is like the most
breathtaking.
like overstated that like a control tool has ever been in
For
this
no
game.
reason.
Yeah, like it was like literally like you kept it in your open hand every single game. Like if like you played a pillar, you like passed with full mana, and if you passed back, you lost. It completely swung everything. Like when this deck got like Field of Rush, it was like it took like War Mothers and it put it over to the top.
This
Like it was
also includes
yeah.
Return Watcher version as well.
Yeah, this was also Return Watcher. There's so many like terrible like decks that were just carried by. Hey, I played a Trundle on turn 4. So like there's so many like just and like I know that's why you're gonna list it high Soul Reviews is because it carried like so many of like your like decks, but I hated playing against this deck.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
25k.
no,
Oh,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
just before they had the system out completely.
yeah, no, it's
Okay,
yeah.
so for me, alright, Trundle Lysandra doesn't beat Unkillable Keg, but it beats like Karma Lux and stuff for me as well. This is one of my most played decks in the entire game. In the entire game, I have Gangplank, Trundle, Sejuani. I don't know why Shyvana's so high, to be honest. And then Lysandra's up there too. But like, these are my bread and butter, some of my favorite decks to play. Lysandra, less so for Lysandra, just more so for the Watcher, of course. You have to, the Watcher's the only thing that matters. Trundle, the pillar being OP was amazing. I could do the most stupid stuff with it all the time because Trundle's overstated body made it where I could play the most crappy decks and just throw in Trundle. So I made so many stupid videos. Like I made a full troll deck where I would heal up the troll that heals, so I would infinitely heal each turn. And like that was the kind of stuff that I could do because Trundle as a card existed. And then Return Watcher Lysandra. This one is one of my few like actual ladder competitive play staples. Let me pull up a video of it real quick because, or so I can have it in the background.
You're talking about the Ionia
Yes,
one,
yes.
right?
So this was a stupid idea that I had right at the start, and I played it, and it ended up being better than I expected. And then our guy Glopna, realized what I was doing and was like, wait, that's genius, is what he told me. And he was like, let me make a couple changes. And he did, and he hit rank 1 on the ladder with it. Straight up went to rank 1 with Return Watcher. For anyone that's wondering like why Return Watcher, we'll get it right here, is it used to obliterate the entire deck, and with the return they wouldn't be able to counter it at all. So here it is, like I'm getting the return, it's 0 cost and return is 3 or less. So I return it out of my hand and I attack with them instantly. They can't do anything outside of like, you know, if they had like a single combat or something like that. Or sorry, they can't do it. Sorry, never mind. You can't even do that. Yeah. They can kill the Watcher, but no. It's super uninteractive, so Kuvi should love it because look, their deck is gone. Their deck is gone, and they just instantly surrender. And that is how Glop hit rank 1 from my stupid idea of just Oh yeah, I used Revitalizing Roar too, so I didn't actually have to play any of
Yeah.
the 8 cost.
Yeah,
You
he
just
revitalizing Roar.
you just Revitalizing Roar, you get a heal up in case they did do damage, and you can with the Trundle Pillars, like you leveled up Lysandra instantly. Oh yeah, this deck is fire. I don't care what anyone says, like it's an S tier deck for me.
The deck also like returned the like pillars to help you like get the level up condition as well.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you could
it
do
was
that as
really
well.
good.
It is a genius deck concept that I came up with. It's like one of the few things where I'm like, yes, this was like really smart of me. This was super good. Someone used it to get rank 1. I even the Mina tech in it too was ridiculously good as well, because it did actually let me behold stuff. And Trundle is just a Giga Chad, alright? Trundle and Lysandra are just 2 of the best cards they ever printed, and the fact that it made everyone else
said
miserable.
No one ever?
Oh no, it says me, and says my mastery points as well, and the fact that I played both of them today.
Alright, so can we balance this out and put it in A tier? Cause I would list Trundle pretty low.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's definitely higher than Karma Lux.
Alright,
We agree?
can we say I can agree with that. Can we say at least that timelines of this deck was cringe?
Oh no, we're not counting timelines. That's its own group.
Okay.
That's its own group.
This thing was really cringe.
Oh, it's the best.
Okay.
Okay, but Swain is better.
Okay. We can
True.
I'm fine with listing it right below Swain.
I'm down.
I'm not willing to go any higher than that. Fuck this deck.
The best deck.
Alright, Kuvi, you're gonna be receiving a hot take on Targon's Peak here.
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay? Okay.
We're
Well,
the
I
5 mana Targon's
friends-
Peak.
I have friends that literally quit the game after Targon's Peak got nerfed.
That was me more or less too, to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually I played so much less after they nerfed Targon's Peak.
I think that Targon's Peak is unironically, for casual players, one of the hardest S tiers in the game. And I think them nerfing it showed that they didn't know what their player base wanted.
That was part of the reason I stopped playing so
True.
much, just because I flat out believe that they did not want, like, they weren't looking for players like me anymore. And they
This
also
is
weren't
not
doing competitive
PvP.
really either, so it didn't really make any sense at all.
This is not PvE, Big Efromnik. We are doing a retrospective on Sir Fuse's streaming and YouTube career with like the LoR before it became mostly a PvE game.
Yes. Right now I have an old video. It's actually of me playing against Glop, who is playing Ezreal, Bilgewater at the time, which was an S tier deck, and I am playing Targon's Peak against him. And Glop is a very good player, so we're probably somewhere in like middle Masters ladder in this game, if I had to guess, or we're in the middle of climbing. So he's like doing all of his Ezreal combos on me, and I'm over here with a Catalyst and a 0-cost Aurelion Soul. Oh wait, what? Or did I just attack him and he dies? Oh, I attacked him and he
You just
dies.
attacked him and he dies. Yeah, but we have all this
Mind
extra bullshit
splittered
in our
him.
hand.
Look
Yeah.
at look at my hand.
Like
Yeah.
our hand is literally just like, if you enjoy playing big stuff and not really thinking too hard, this is like the deck. Like I compare this a lot to like Blue Eyes decks and like Yu-Gi-Oh, where like you just like try to get out your big like dragons and like that's all the deck did and nothing
I mean,
else.
look at my hand.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And 5 mana
like
Targon's Peak, absolutely the best. They should revert it now and fix
And, like,
Karma.
And this
A
wasn't
watery
really
grave.
ever like a competitive deck, right, Kuvi? Like this was never like a tournament deck, or was it a tournament deck ever?
No. It was.
See,
it was,
when it
I
got
think it was
nerfed,
like maybe for like a month, maybe.
when it got nerfed,
So, like-
a certain person told me that it was good that it was nerfed because it was a competitive deck. And this person is a competitive player, by the way. Like they placed at things, and I was like, "You're being ridiculous. Like this is crazy. No one wanted this." And they're like, "I wanted this because of this one time." And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Yeah. Okay. So I think Targon's Peak, considering that it was like a full RNG like casual deck that people played a lot of that never really messed up competitive, it has to be S tier,
It
right?
has to be S tier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I think it's
But
below They Who Endure still, but
yeah,
it's up
I
there.
think I'm biased as fuck, so I'm not gonna say on that one.
It's better than Swain for sure. So it has to be yes.
All right. So Sejuani, what was our Sejuani like stand-in that we were talking about for Sejuani?
Let me go look real quick.
Okay, so Johnny is the sign
Sejuani.
for me to go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep.
Wait,
Good
is
night.
it Sejuani? Oh, it's Timo Sejuani.
Yeah, it was Timo Sedge with Hexcore Foundry. True.
Thanks for having me, and that was
Yeah,
really fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for teaching us
Okay.
so much about Riftbound.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah, that
Goovy.
was really fun. No worries.
Yeah.
I'll be
All
watching
right.
you.
Bye. Good
while I sleep.
night.
Bye. Good night.
So, I can talk about Sejuani. We can talk about Sejuani pre-Hexcore Foundry and then what it became after Hexcore Foundry.
Yes, this is pre-Hexcore Foundry for this
No,
one.
we can talk about.
Oh, we talk
let's
about
just
both. Yes, we can talk
we'll
about
just talk
both.
about both at the same time. So, pre-Hexcore Foundry, this was purely a meme deck. Like,
No,
it
because of
was
Ballistic Bot.
true.
Yes, it was Ballistic Bot. This guy that's on
You're
the screen
right.
right now carried this deck so hard. The fact that you could just always be leveled right away, pretty much.
Also, the combo she has on board was why this was like actually a pretty solid cover. I'm remembering this. So
Yes.
so the Seer card right there. Every single time that you cast one of like these ignitions that came off of the ballistic bot, your top of the deck would just get like turbocharged, and you could race like so much stuff, and your cards were basically immortal, and so you would like just win any mid-range fight because of that. This deck like struggled kind of into like combo-y decks, and if they could consistently remove your Sejuani, it was like
Karma.
kind of hard.
Karma
Yeah, and
destroyed
Karma was
you.
annoying. Karma destroyed you.
Oh yeah.
But like if you're playing into like Demacia and you got off like all the things you wanted to get off,
The
like you
Demacia
just won.
cried because
Yeah,
they were
like
all about anything that was board based lost to this deck. Anything that was spell based beat this deck. Like you sometimes you could get Ezreal, if you were able to Sejuani hook them on time, like if people misplayed, you could win. But like a good Ezreal player would beat you, for instance.
yeah, and like you could like go back and forth. But like the other thing that was really funny was that like Lee Sin like was kind of annoyed playing into this deck because you just kept like freezing the Lee Sin, and like you had to like
Yes.
get the attack of Lee Sin over like the the freeze threshold, or you had to like kill the Sejuani, like, and it was so annoying to play against. And then like yeah, and you have like a really nice over the top tool with Feel the Rush on like Teemo plus Sejuani. It was really really good.
Yeah, because the fact too that Teemo had the elusive and Sejuani had overwhelm, the biggest thing about just not having like this was at the point where the game went from you cannot just have a big meat stick and slam someone with it. Like you now have to have a keyword like elusive or overwhelm as people figured that out, as well as Targon existing also kind of made that be the case as well. So those having Feel the Rush also being out was a big difference. The game changed quite a bit with the KDA for the better, in my opinion.
Also, you couldn't hush on round start, so the Sejuani effect could go off without caring
Yep,
about Targon
the
at all.
Teemo Shroom popping it off. I'm guessing that happens in this game. I'm wanting to see if it happens now. Am I
I'm
against
not sure.
Lee Sin in this game, actually? I think I
so. You are
am.
against Lee Sin. You are against Lee Sin.
So we'll move a little bit farther down the line.
Yeah, there
We're
was
gonna
there
freeze
was
them.
a lot of elusive in Targon, so like being able to just like also the freeze from Sejuani got through the spell shields, which was
Yes.
like really really impactful.
Or they just give up. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was a Lee
Yeah.
Sin player. Beating Lee Sin players always good. Always go in the highlight reel.
True. So, but now if we're talking about post Hexcore Foundry, this was a toxic deck. This deck was so good. It was like actually meta. People just like brought it to like so many lineups. If you were trying to like beat up on like a mid-range deck or any sort of slow deck, this deck like always did it no matter what. I know people that just brought this deck to every single tournament they played in because Hexcore Foundry would draw an extra card every turn, but you couldn't race this deck because they would always have it was always rigged in your favor because you were drawing all the mushrooms. You were like, this was a burn deck, so you were drawing extra stuff to do with the burn. It was there was so much to this deck that made it just overcharged by Hexcore Foundry. You had freeze,
Yeah.
so you could just like throw away a card on a freeze,
Cheap.
and you were negating it. If you played Magic, this is like very comparable to like a Turbo Fog deck or a Taking Turns deck. Once it had Hexcore Foundry, because you just negated your opponent's turn over and over and over again, so it didn't matter what they did.
Yep.
So with those two together, where would you rate it?
I'm at a lowest B.
I think that is
Or
totally fair.
yeah, it's either that or it's like one step above Anivia. But to me, I think of it more of the pre-Hexcore Foundry. So that's why I'm at lowest B. Like I'm still below Slotbot on it, I would say. But I really love Sejuani, and I thought the Field of Rush Teemo Sejuani was a lot of fun.
I'm actually above Slotbot on this. I think this
Yeah.
is cooler than Slotbot.
Yeah. I mean, it's above
Okay.
Burn then 2.
Yeah,
The
I
high
agree.
B.
I think it's cooler than Burn as well.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to talk about the most toxic deck. One
This
of
is
the
your favorite one, so you can talk about this one.
So
TF Fizz Burblefish. Um so remember, you know how like I said that it was really good like leveling up a Twisted Fate? What if you just did that on turn 4? Like that's what this deck does. Is this is the this is the most consistent burn deck that has ever existed in
And
LoR.
elusive.
And elusive. This is the most consistent elusive burn deck that's ever existed in this game, and it had the ability to like so many nut draws that you just never could beat. Like if this deck got like suit up on a Fizz, you were facing like a 4/4 Fizz that was hitting you every single turn with a deck that had a bunch of Get Exciteds, a bunch of Ballistic Bots, Twisted Fate. This deck was really, really good. It was also really hard. This deck was like not even remotely easily because a lot of the time you were getting exciting or like pick a carding good cards because you had to. You were deciding where your iterative improvement was. Does your iterative improvement go on a ballistic bot? Does it go on a burblefish? Does it go on like a random poro? And you were having to spend a lot of time thinking about that.
For sure.
This deck also, you had to think like 2 or 3 or sometimes even like 4 turns in advance because you're deciding like, okay, is the only way that I'm beating them Mind Meld? And if the only way that you're beating them is Mind Meld, you're keeping Mind Meld in your opening hand because it's a 1-of in this deck.
Yes.
Or like maybe they don't have a good answer to Twisted Fate. Well, guess what? My game plan is that like I'm only playing to level up Twisted Fate, and I'm saving Suit Up as like a protection spell so Twisted Fate doesn't die to removal. And like I don't give a shit that I'm spending 4 mana because they can't win if the Twisted Fate has 4 health. It's really, really hard. It's really, really draw heavy. It's like so many decisions. And also, the other thing that made this deck insanely hard is Burblefish would give you a ton of random 1-mana spells, and you actually had to like decide how to use those the most efficiently. So you weren't just playing with like the 40 cards in your deck, you were playing with the 40 cards in your deck plus every single card that Burblefish should give you. Also, sorry, Iterative Improvement can also target opponent's cards as well, so you also had to consider every single card that your opponent was playing too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this deck is it was definitely the king, I think, to me, it was one of the most hard decks and also one of the more rewarding ones. I mean, Nami's kind of up there too with that. I have a love-hate with them. First off, I freaking love TF, so every time I can level TF, I'm always really excited about it. And because this was a level TF deck, you could outgrind like mid-range and even control decks because you were a combo deck, and you had a way with dealing with their onslaught essentially. And because you could draw so many cards, like I'm playing, I'm showing Alan playing it right now, is his hand is never empty, and Ballistic Bot could just be used as discard fodder a lot of the time, which is disgusting. So, yeah, I mean, it was a really fun deck, and I do think it was. I mean, it was a highlight. I think for one of the tournaments or something, it was like 30 out of 36 people brought it. It was something ridiculous like that, and I'm pretty sure the people that didn't bring it either
wrong.
they were wrong, and also they probably just didn't feel confident piloting it. Would be my guess. But yeah, everyone should have brought it, and everyone should have banned it. That was that was the play. It was a free ban. Even if they didn't know how to pilot it, I would have just taken the risk or learned it. Like, you really had to learn it.
The thing about this deck as well is that I think this is like the first deck we had which, like, as like Zarlan was saying, really keyed in on created cards. Like Nab was like that, like a decent amount, but like every single game you were playing with a shitload of creative cards.
Yeah,
Because
it was not
like,
linear at all.
yeah. And like we're seeing. Oh, the other thing about this deck is it played with so many really, really cheap elusives that you actually had to be like really intentional with like your sequencing, where you had to decide, okay, am I overcommitting? Am I undercommitting? Am I like how can I like bait out like a removal and then just kill them anyways? Like there was a lot. This like was
Oh yeah, I remember playing this deck just because the combo and complexity of it and how it wasn't the same. I couldn't really play it. I didn't stream it really because one, when you're streaming, you don't think as well, and you really had to focus on this deck. And two, most people were not interested in seeing someone play this deck outside of like the highest level players who were studying other high level players. And despite me being pretty freaking good at the deck, that wasn't what people were coming to watch me for, which is understandable. I was more focusing on my next meme thing, but I did enjoy playing this deck. I hated playing against it. I would concede against this deck when I saw it when I was playing, but it was just out of respect of my own time, not because, like, Azir when I conceded against it, it's because I hated the deck. I absolutely hated everything the deck stood for. With this, I was like, okay, people have to actually think about this and not just plop down cards and hope that it works out for them.
like I want to point out this game, right? Look at just pause the video right here. Look at this. Just pause. So Alan did not just pass into his opponent so he could draw an extra card so that he could beat double deny. That's what he played around this game, which is insane foresight, because that's literally what he beats this game. Is he literally beats double deny because he does that play.
Like, he discarded TF here.
He discarded TF.
Like, no one does this but
deny.
Alan.
Yeah, he discarded TF to beat double deny.
We'll see him do it.
Because it gives him an extra play. So, and that's him playing 3 turns in advance in this aggro deck.
Yes. Combo deck. It's really an aggro combo deck. I don't call this an aggro deck.
Yeah, this is an aggro combo deck for sure. He goes like Mystic Shot here. His opponent denies it. And then he has everything set up so that he can beat the second deny.
Such a good. It's so good.
This is why this deck has to be S tier.
Yeah.
Is that like
there aren't many decks that have that kind of foresight.
And if he misses any damage, he does not beat double deny.
He
misses even a
loses
single
there.
point. Because the opponent is not forced to deny the Mystic Shot.
If he doesn't discard TF, he loses the game. That's crazy.
Yes.
Like, you're discarding your champion who's one of the best champions in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it
he
has to
coulda-
go
he-
in S.
Yeah, this has to be S tier. This is above Ezreal Karma. This is above Jinx. Like, yeah,
But behind Deep, do you think?
it's behind. I think it's behind Deep though.
Yeah, some people in chat were saying how this was one of their most played decks, and yes, doesn't surprise me at all. Give me 1 second.
It's behind Deep very specifically because like the casual appeal. I think that like really talking like being aware of the fact that like people are still playing Deep on ladder when LOR has died is
Yeah.
why I think that Deep has to be above it. Is because like people still come back to play this fucking LOR game to play Deep
I
on
played it today.
yes, that's
And
what
I
I'm saying.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It was fun.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, so like Deep has to be above it because of just that fact that people are still booting up this like damn client to play their Deep deck.
Yes.
Yeah, Deep is enduring. Yes, Deep is like if LOR was like 20 Deeps, the game would still be alive.
20 Deeps. Well, and
No,
if
like
they made you
genuinely.
pay for cards.
Yeah, if they made you pay for cards and all of like like if you had to buy like the Deep structure deck and like it
Oh,
was all just like various like decks that had the amount of thematic like depth that like Deep had, this deck would still be alive. This game would still be alive.
I would have
As like
bought. I would have bought. I would have bought stuff to play Deep 100%. Not
you would
close.
people would have still been like buying upgrades to their Deep deck and like we would just have a bunch of archetypes that are like that. Okay.
Oh yeah. All right, you
Are you
remember who
do you
Pablo stands for, right?
Yes, Pablo stands for Boxtopus. And this is very, very specifically Boxtopus Aphelios. This is
Oh
Aphelios TF
yes.
Boxtopus.
Back when for some reason Crescendum let you take a 2-cost from your deck. So it was the only 2-cost you played, so you had 100%. And because it's a play effect and not a summon effect, Pablo would come out as a 3/4 just like you see on the screen right here. And I mean, that's just broken. Why do you get a 2-mana 3/4? And of course, me being me, I also played it with the doggos because why not? The whole idea of it was just really broken. That's why they had to change it. It's really Crescendum was the reason why the guns got nerfed to 3 more than anything, I would say. I mean, the 2 was still broken at the time too, but the guns getting nerfed to 3 cost was partially because Crescendum being able to tutor a 2 cost and then one that was overstated was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think when people think back to like their fond memories of Aphelios, I think they're very specifically thinking about this deck.
Yeah.
I think that
With the Veiled
like
Temple too.
yeah, with like the Veiled Temple and with everything, like I think that that's like the most like common memory of like this Aphelios card was like a release Aphelios with Boxtopus. You just would like grind people out, and then you would you could play him with TF, you could play him with Zoe, you could play him with like whatever you
You could
wanted.
play with Celestials. I did that
Yeah, you could play him with.
some. You still there?
But it was yeah, I'm still here. Hello.
Okay, yeah, you're back.
But yeah, it's a really I think this deck though, I personally hated because this was the Hush deck I remember a lot.
Oh, I don't
This
personally
was a
remember this one as being in a Hush deck a lot, but I also don't blame you for thinking that either.
I just remember that this was a deck that had Hush in it. So like it's really hard for me to list any Targon deck from this era highly like above A tier because I
Hush was
think
a
that
stain on the entire game.
because Hush was a stain on the entire game, yes.
Flat out.
I think
And
that the only one that
yeah.
like wasn't a Hush deck was like Nightfall.
Yeah, Nightfall wasn't. Tom Kinch was. Yeah, for things that had Targon. Yeah, yeah. It is. I should have a flat out Aurelion Soul in here, and I don't for whatever reason. Aurelion Soul would be pretty
No,
high
we
up
have
on my
we have
list
Shyvana. We have
too.
Shyvana. We have Shyvana. We have Shyvana.
Shyvana, but that's different. Shyvana, I'm talking about Zoe Aurelion Soul. That
Okay,
deck.
sure.
That one was
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Sure, the like pure celestial deck. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about Boxtopus though? Where do you put Boxtopus?
I
Or
mean,
as an
I think that just like
Philios?
I think that like I have fond memories of like Boxtopus himself,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm okay with him like above Fiora.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I really like the Aphelios out of the way too.
Yeah, so I'm okay with him above Fiora because like the Boxtopus like kind of stands in here for like a Felios slop to me.
Yeah, he's Aphelios.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Like they have like him and them and Fiora have like similar things that like I found really annoying. I also like hated playing against like heavy lifesteal like Aphelios, just like completely just negating my game plans.
A cosplay of Aurelion Soul would be super sweet. Even though I don't have a picture right now, since we're on the Targon, I do want to talk about Zoe and Aurelion Soul because to me, I liked the direction they went with Aurelion Soul because he was supposed to be this big dragon, this big payoff, and this very like I think they had that flavor down really good on that aspect. Uh, Something that I really disliked about Aurelion Soul was he didn't necessarily have an impact as soon as he came onto the game. Like, yeah, he gave you a Celestial, but that didn't always feel that good. Like, he was too easy to remove sometimes with Vengeance being as frequent as it was. Pop a shield, Vengeance, and boom, your dragon is gone. Does he didn't get his spell shield until he flipped too, right? Or no, he had one before.
He came in with a spell shield.
He came in with the spell shield, but that was something that was a letdown for me. Zoe though is one of my favorite cards as well in this game. Having a 1/1 1 mana 1/1 with such a big payoff. She's definitely was overloaded and still is to a degree, but it was fun and made like it feels like as 1 mana 1/1 there's enough answers. If she was a 1/2, I think she would have been extremely toxic and just like I would probably hate her. As a 1 mana 1/1, the payoff of her of leveling her up, seeing 10 different cards played was so great. And Aurelion Soul just made I think Celestials were pretty fun overall. Like for me, it would be lower than Targon's Peak, but higher than Trundle, I would say still. So it'd be like a high A for me, even though I don't have a picture of him right now to put that in.
And me personally, I have Zoe decks I would rate more highly, but those are going to be really controversial when we get to them.
Yeah, I know exactly. I mean, we're actually pretty close to them.
There are two that are a little bit more toxic, but they're what I enjoy. So
yeah, Celestial Zoe. Yeah, like it was real fun.
So Yasuo Swain is the one I'm like thinking of specifically when I see Yasuo.
Yes, or
But there were
Yasuo
Yasuo decks,
Malphite.
but there were Yasuo decks before
This was
Yasuo Swain.
Swain.
But
Yasuo Katarina is not a real deck.
Let's just talk about what Yasuo was before he got his landmark.
Oh my.
So the number of times I have been told, I have people say to me before he got his landmark, this Yasuo card, this deck is really good. You just need to draw like the Yasuo, and then it's really good. And I'm just like looking at them, and I'm like, so what's your win rate with Yasuo? It's like not, and it was always sub like
40%.
40%. Yeah, it was always sub 40, no matter what. And like they would always be being like, yeah, but it's so cool. He's like, and it's like, yeah.
He
So
goes
like,
slice, 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 slice. Even that Swain. Okay, so all the decks I did, Swain and Yasuo took me one of the longest times to get the cool Leviathan stun combo. It took me so freaking long because Yasuo is so bad. Like, so freaking bad. Like I mean that one's probably in the of the what 200 300 videos I have. That one's probably in the top 10 of one of the ones that took me the longest time to capture the footage that I wanted because that's how bad it was. And like people were playing this deck regularly on the ladder too and saying that they didn't think it was that bad. And I was like, no, this is terrible. It's so bad.
And like we even like I still hear it today. People are so fond of it. They're like, "Oh yeah, Yasuo was like really good like during this time." And I'm like, it's like because people were so invested in Yasuo being good that this deck like endured and like people made it work. So it was
Yeah.
cool. It's like I personally would rate this deck as the hardest C tier deck ever.
Yes, okay. Yeah, yeah. Because it
Like
doesn't belong in F because there are so many fond memories over it. Like I think it's like even I think it's below Dreadway, and I think it's below Anivia, but I think it's above Elnuck is what I would say.
yeah, I agree. I think it's above Elnuck for sure.
Because War Mothers is still higher than Anivia for anyone that's wondering like what's Anivia? It's Anivia War Mothers.
So Lysandra you have as Thralls, right? Or that's not Watcher
Yeah,
combo, right? Or
it's
yeah.
Talia. Or actually, I think I might have switched them up earlier. I think I had Trundle was actually supposed to be Trundle A Soul, and
Oh.
this one's Lysandra. So like, yeah, but we can do Thralls for this. Lysandra Thralls.
I don't have a lot to say about Thralls. Thralls is like a really pretty boring deck.
I think
I
it's a
think it's
solid
like
B, just because I think it's one of the ones like. Someone literally came in today and asked me if I played Thralls today. Like, I know that a
that's
lot of
fair.
people have
It
really
is on the
solid
level of
memories
deep.
of it.
It is like a deep like level deck where like it was like
Yeah.
yeah they made a pre-built deck that people enjoyed playing. So yeah, I
Yes.
think it's a B tier.
Like a
But
solid
like for me
B.
personally, I have like no investment in this deck whatsoever.
Yeah, Thralls was one of my less played decks just because of, well, I think there's more fun ways to play Lysandra, and also I did not like how pre-built they were. Well, to an extent, the Thralls were, but I did really enjoy playing the Thralls today. But a lot of it's because I love Lysandra. I think Lysandra is so much fun, and that's a hot take, but I love her.
So Nightfall. Um I personally don't have a ton of investment in this deck, but I'm still gonna rate it as a minimum A tier because one of my really good friends, Nick Makes Plays, basically
Yeah.
played only this deck.
Yes,
And I
exclusively.
have I have really strong memories of him playing literally only this deck.
He knew the ins of
And
out of it really well, and he got like in the top 5. Even I think he did hit rank 1 with the Diana Nocturne deck, and then that never left
it's
his title.
yeah, this deck could never beat a Withering Whale in a million years because this deck was entirely about like swarming with like Stygian onlookers and just like murdering your opponent out of nowhere. But like and like just like the Freljord SI stuff, like it could never ever beat. But it was like pretty good into most things because like Diana could kill whatever you wanted, Nocturne could kill whatever you wanted, and you could set up like really strong fearsome like kills. Also, like I think that I was more interested in the version that like played like some atrocities as an over the top tool, which was kind of cool. But yeah, if we're talking about like decks, Diana was probably the most like I want to rate it like low A, high B. And that's
So
only because I
I
gotta
think
give
I'm
credit to my boy
here.
Nick Makes Plays.
I think the other thing that I really liked about uh the Nightfall mechanic was I did like how it made you plan, but also too, whenever I played against Diana Nocturne, I was never like I hate my life and I don't want to play the game anymore. It was a very fair deck overall, and the other thing about it was nice that it would beat the lower to the ground like the burn decks often because the Nocturne giving everything fearsome would make it just be a little bit taller than the regular burn, so it kind of kept it in check. And for me and the decks that I like to play, I could be some of the quick burn decks would give me issues. This would keep that in check, and then I was also able to beat the Nightfall decks because my decks would be taller than that as well. So it really, to me, Nightfall kept things in check without being punishing and over the top. It was beatable. It was incredibly fair for an aggressive deck, especially. So I really liked a fair aggressive deck being good in the game. I thought it's overall really good for the game.
Are you ready for the easiest F tier you've
Easiest
ever
F
seen
tier.
in your goddamn life?
Like, I think it's even worse than
Easiest F
Heimer.
tier.
I think it's worse than
No, it is.
Heimer.
It's worse. No, it's worse than Heimer. It wasn't even fun to play. It wasn't even fun to play.
Yeah. So,
No, Diana was fun.
Tom,
Diana was very fun. Yeah.
we can move her up
Holy
here.
Tom. No. I was responding to Zarlan.
Yeah, no, I was moving Diana to low A instead.
Yeah. All right. This Tom Kench deck
Soraka
is
Tom Kinch, for
the-
anyone who doesn't know.
was the polar opposite of Nautilus.
Yeah.
The two cards could literally never be played without each other.
Mm-hmm.
The deck generated the worst gameplay you've ever seen. It was a hush deck. It had 20 million useless cards in it for every other deck. The only deck that uses the cards from Comtech Soraka was stuff like goddamn Fiora in Targon Fiora. It also made it played Bastion in this deck. It played there were so many cards.
Starspring
and
before you really had landmark removal. You
yes,
were
it was
just on
Starscream
the
before we
clock.
you were just on a clock every single game. The mirror was literally
Horrendous.
always over based on who played their Tom Kench first, no matter what.
You're not even mentioning how polarizing the matchups are, because the thing with
this
Tom
deck never
Kinch
differ-
is that it was either it was never like a 50-50. It was always like a 70-30 at, 80-20 at worst, and like a 40-60 at best. Like
so
whenever
Tom
you
Kench-
queued in, you knew the outcome of the game already. Flat out, you knew if you were gonna beat it or if you were going to lose. It didn't matter about their draws. Like you absolutely knew what the outcome of the game was going to be, and that was the worst part of it for me too.
I played this deck. I played in the meta of this deck a lot. This is where I played a lot of games in this meta, and the way that I got to Masters and I got to higher up in Masters when I played in this meta was I played very specifically harrowing Mistwraith Fearsome. And the reason
Yes.
why is because Tom Kench had quite literally 0 outs to that deck. Because if
they
you
cannot deal with Fearsome at all. Yeah.
they could not deal with Fearsome even a little bit. And that was an 80-20 matchup. Because the deck was so glacially slow that if you weren't interacting with it in that way, then it just lost. But if you were forced to attack into it, then it always won. So this deck horrendously bad.
Giga F. Worst
Yeah,
memories
Giga F.
playing it when I played or playing against it, and playing it really not even that fun. I'm just healing my units. It's stupid. It's so dumb. The only thing that I will give it any credit for was having an alternate win condition on a landmark. However, we have known that that was not the first time that did not work out, and that it made players feel awful. That is, back, that's later.
And now
It's
the
not the
one
first
thing I will
one.
give it, the one more thing I'll give it is I met a very good friend who one trick this deck, and this was their favorite deck.
Yes, that's the other one. I'm sorry, New Noise.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, New
but
Noise.
but
It was very good at the deck too.
he
was one
very
of the few
very good.
people that broke those polarizing matchups. He would win the polarizing matchups that he was supposed to lose. That was how good he was at it.
But he also would say to top players, could you just tell me your opening hand and we can just decide who wins or loses?
Yes, that was true. One time they did, and I think it was him and Mo message each other their opening hands, and just a gentleman's code was just all right, we're not gonna lie, we're just gonna say exactly. Specifically, what New Noise asked was, "Do you have a Rune Nation in your starting hand?" And they said yes, and then he conceded.
Yeah, and he would not play out the decks. He would just not play out the games. If you said you had a ruination against him in DMs, he would just be very gentlemanly, and he would say, "Okay, well played, sir," and then he would concede.
And we're talking about turn 1, by the way. We're talking about, like,
Turn
you
one.
held that in your turn 1. Not saying this was at, turn 5. No, turn 1. Do you have a ruination in your starting hand? Yes, okay, concede.
Yes, that was what like this deck was.
Because
Fun
it could
stuff,
not
fun
beat
stuff, fun
that.
stuff.
Could not beat
Fun,
that.
fun stuff, fun stuff.
Alright, I'll let you take the next deck. This is Zoe Nami.
So
Sparklefly.
Nami, Zoe, Sparklefly. So I have very fond memories of this thing because I was very directly involved with the entire group that innovated on this deck. We were in Discord calls with each other. We were talking a lot about it. And I was in the group of people that was playing a card that was considered very, very, very trash in the form of Double Trouble, which was 3 mana, summon 2 random 1 mana minions.
Yep.
This was the card that broke Nami. Because the way that Nami worked was that she leveled up based on you refilling your mana. And the way that she was intended to be designed was that the things that you would spend mana on were things that were like, killing your opponent's units, or maybe like buffing something
Or
of yours,
gyms.
or gems, or doing something that was like kind of slow and interactive. But if you just like went past turn 1, past turn 2, play Double Trouble on turn 3, then play Nami, you were already like halfway to leveling her.
And
And
you made up for your lost tempo, too.
And you made up for all your lost tempo. You were caught up on board. You got to like block 2 units. You were like basically ahead, and you also were banking. You had 3 mana, and you played a Nami, and she would attune the last one. So like you would. So what you would do is that you would have 3 mana banked up. Then you would go to your next turn. You would regain that 3 mana, and then you would play some sort of spell. You would play your Nami, and then they would try to kill your Nami. You would protect it, and then you'd win the game.
Yep.
And the true nuts was if you went play Nami, play the Ophelio spell that searched a 2 mana spell from your game deck, and then get out a Sparklefly from your deck on turn 4. And by turn 4, you had leveled Nami, Sparklefly, 2 1 mana cards that maybe block something, and then you would have a Nami that was constantly buffing up a lifesteal elusive. And then from there, you could counter every single damage-based removal. And if they tried to kill your Nami, you would have buffed up your board way too big, and then you just tempoed them out. And if you drew a second Nami, they were super dead. I like the deck a lot because you got to play with this really, really good combo game plan that could actually beat aggro decks. That was why
it didn't just beat aggro decks, it destroyed aggro decks.
No, it demolished aggro decks. But you also had game into like control decks because they couldn't just like remove everything that you did. And you probably get this with like me being someone that likes playing like stuff like Endure, is I really, really like decks that give me game in a lot of different matchups. This deck was insanely toxic, and I fully admit it. But I really had fun playing with it.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to be like
TF.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be apologetic that I had fun playing with it. And like if I lost the games, it usually felt like it was my fault.
Because it was most of the time, like almost all the time. Ruin Nation, you could usually play around it, like that was a big one, and people didn't really play Shadow Isles that much at the time.
It was also
what else would get you? Hush would destroy you sometimes.
No,
Hush
you
would
could
get
beat
you.
Hush. No,
you
you
could
beat Hush.
It, but
yeah, you beat
would
Hush
get
because
you
what
sometimes.
you would do, it would get you sometimes, but like because it tempoed out like so hard with like these big boards, if they went to Hush your Nami, you still had like all of these elusives that could just attack them. So like it wasn't even like that bad.
Yeah.
Because like your Nami, you weren't like having a unit die to Hush because your Nami was still alive. She wasn't attacking. So like
Yeah.
they could hush your elusive, but then you could just start buffing up the thing after they hushed it, and then still have a favorable trade, or even like
Mhm.
not trade it. They're not trading at all. It was also like a Burblefish deck, and Burblefish deck, like same reason I liked it with TF. It's like it made games like really high variety.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
also, this deck leveled Zoe almost every single time that like you drew her.
It's true.
Yeah.
She really quick star chart too, especially. But yeah, on the screen I have a video of me playing the deck, and like you've seen, I countered the double mystic shot on my Nami with the Sunblessed Vigor, and then I have the Burblefish going, and you know we're buffing the Sparklefly. I had Crescendum Sparklefly. Like I didn't even have the like the nuts curve, and it's still really freaking good.
Oh, also, being able to like sequencing out, yeah, you got to diversify your threat. You actually had to be like intentional about like how you were spreading your buffs. Like if you had too
Mm-hmm.
many buffs go on the double treble units that didn't have elusives, you lost the game off of that.
Oh yeah, you wanted to trade those things off right away if you could. It was just like
But
chunk
sometimes you didn't
walkers.
want. But sometimes you didn't want to because they
Sometimes
just
not.
dominated the board,
Yeah.
which was like really interesting. Like, um, also like really trash cards that you got. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing about this deck that was really sick was that it had a lot of game plans that it could play. It had Zoe, which was like leveling Zoe and just protecting your Zoe. That was a game plan. It had Nami, that was a game plan. And it even had Fleet Admiral Shelley, which it wasn't like a great
Yeah.
game plan, but it was still a game plan that could win you the game. Like
It
so it
was an
had
option.
and the Zoe game plan was super fucking fun. Where like you would just like play Zoe, buff up everything, hold the Sparklefly in hand, then like summon the Sparklefly. Everything had lifesteal and elusive. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it didn't last very long either. This is one that they actually nerfed fairly quickly, because the Aphelios guns, along with Sparklefly, was not only being taken advantage of in this deck and just random Aphelios decks that could later buff it with the Veiled Temple and stuff like that as well. It was
But
just
then even after they
yeah.
nerf it, like Nami was still like a really sick card in like the Bandle Shellfolk deck after the fact. So like
Yeah.
it wasn't even like it didn't even die. Like you still played this playstyle. Like this Nami playstyle endured for so long. It was
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Um um I acknowledge my bias here.
Just a little.
Having a card like Sparklefly that just says you don't get to play the game ever is probably not okay.
Nope.
Uh,
Not even a little.
so I cannot, in good honesty, rate this S tier because it probably got people to just rage quit and close out of the client after playing against it.
Oh yeah,
But for me
not
personally, I love this deck.
yeah. That's where I would say it is. It's just I'm watching it being played right now. I got the Shelly out, the Nami out, the Sparklefly out, and just
Like
loading
you
up
couldn't,
gems.
like you couldn't even make videos on this deck because people hated it so much.
Oh, I made a video on it.
No, you made like one, but like you probably couldn't make like more than one.
Oh, I made it literally on the day. And day it was
Yeah.
like hit
Yeah, this
rank
was
1
me
in
telling you.
Asia.
Yeah, this was
Yeah,
literally me telling
you
you.
did
You
tell
have to
me.
make a. You have to make a video on this deck. This deck is broken.
And then this is Imagine if Philios is a playable card, so many synergy points.
Yeah, Shelly
This
looks
is
like Veiled
post
Tempo template.
this is post failed tempo. This deck is legit. Oh no. Like people are already
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, like it's like you're seeing it literally in the comments. Is that like people are like, "Oh, this deck is good." Oh
No,
no,
no, not like this.
not like this. Yeah. Oh, also, like its matchup into Hexcore Foundry was like literally an auto win. It was really funny. They would like freeze your entire board, and you would get like enough buffs that they would
Yep.
just die
Because
the
they can't,
freeze.
you only get one freeze, so they can't refreeze it.
Yeah, I remember killing Ash players where like they would like frostbite, I'd buff it up again, they'd frostbite again, I'd buff it up again.
Pretty
Holy
freaking
shit! It
funny.
was. Oh god, this deck is toxic as fuck. This can't go in S tier. My personal feeling is this is like an S tier. Like this is probably my top of S tier deck. But man, this deck is not an S tier
And
deck.
the Precipic tier list is different than the group tier list. The
Yeah.
same way my tier list is different too than the group tier list. But those
Yeah,
are just
but
we just things we have to do.
yeah. So what is this A tier? This is like low A tier, right?
It's low A tier, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm watching this
I
and
actually hate
I'm doing.
Fiora more though. It's actually right
Yeah,
up there with
no,
Boxtopus.
I think it's above Boxopus. I think it's way sicker.
Yeah, I mean it's a sick deck. That's not the only argument we're making though. Like
No,
it's a
I
sicker deck
know.
than Karma Lux, but I
can't,
don't
dude.
feel as good about it as
Bro,
Karma Lux.
I can't list this below Aphelios. I'm sorry, I refuse. You can have it above.
I
You can have
already
Karma Lux
moved
above
it.
it. No, no, no. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying me personally. I'm just like, oh. Everything else above it, I get it. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All
I
right.
want to be done before we get into the Shuremans. This is
Okay, so we want to
Shurima.
stop. We want to stop at Lisa.
These next two, yeah, stop at Leeson. And plus,
Alright,
I'm
let's
gonna
stop at
eat
Leeson.
dinner and I'm gonna call it a night after that because I've been streaming for a long, long time
This
today.
is pre. We're saying pre-change Nami. So we're
Pre-change on me,
saying that
yes.
like it's we're saying like specifically like the toxic Nami is what we're putting
Oh
in like
yeah.
mid A tier. Like very specifically toxic. Like this is not okay. All right. Go hard TF.
Go hard TF.
Um,
Which version? Oh wait, let me pick up.
we're talking 1 mana pack your bags. Go hard TF.
Oh yeah, that when it was like an S tier deck. Yes. For me
All
too,
right.
I played Dreadway in it. That wasn't the normal thing, but I think some people might have thrown it in. Oh, this was when we had Thresh TF.
Yeah. This was
Oh, I
Thresh
forgot
Go
about
Hard
that.
TF where you would pull out the Gangplank. This deck was
Yes, I'm gonna. Yep, right now.
this deck. So I was directly in the group chats of people that were first like building like this deck, and I was listening to arguments of people as they were like working on this deck when like the Go Hard cards first came out, and the people that were like first grinded to like rank 1 with it were all like debating about all like different details about this deck. This deck was insanely peak. It was so peak. This is if we're talking about like peakness of like top tier decks, it had literally everything you could want. Now, 1 mana pack your bags, but not okay. Not even like a little bit
No.
okay. Not even like a pretend okay. But here's the thing. The mirrors were good. The gameplay was good. The deck
You had a
actually
chance.
the deck had counters. The deck had ways of beating it. It had really it was not an easy deck to play. People misplayed it constantly. If you shuffled too many go hards, you just lost the game quickly.
Yeah, because you had no more draws.
So you could not level your TF. So you actually had to like sequence intelligently with like your combo thing. Getting like a level Thresh to pull out your GP was like amazing in this deck. This was like the deck where people realized how good the box was as well, which was like really good. Yeah, going like blue card TF into glimpse beyond your own like TF that you just blue carded was like a very
And
real
then
play.
to play your other TF for the red card
Yeah.
to clear something or a blue card to draw. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very unintuitive to play. And then also being able to sequence in a way where you could play exactly enough minions to kill them, but enough that if they killed your board. So there was a dynamic in the mirror where both players would have pack your bags in hand. And you would have to go, okay, play a guy,
play a guy, and you had to play enough that they had to pack the bags on you, and then once they packed the bags on you, you had to be able to then redeploy enough guys after to then kill them after they packed your bags because they couldn't pack your bags twice. So it was actually really hard in the mirror of like doing enough that could happen.
Oh yeah.
So really good
Right.
dynamic of the deck. The deck got broken in the mirror once people started playing Ledros in it. That was when like the mirror became cringe.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it's you had to bait so much in this deck. And if you couldn't like bait effectively, your win rate with the deck was really low. Yeah. And you had to hand read everything. You had to count how many like go hards they played. You had to it was deck was peak.
Yep. It's way up there for me. Go Hard is one of my favorite cards in the game. It comes up in our yeah, like to me this is Go Hard in general, but this is specifically Go Hard TF.
This deck I would rate above Burblefish.
Okay, that's
over
about where I
Burblefish.
was gonna put it because it doesn't quite be deep. But
Yeah,
I do have more
think
fond
it'd be-
memories of it than Burblefishy.
And that is through, by the way, all of my like top like favorite decks of all time.
Yeah.
It was kind of all downhill from here.
Yeah, because this next deck I freaking hate. I hate everything about it. It made me not want to play as much. It is Papercraft Dragon Yumi Fizz.
Yeah, this is where the deck game started going downhill.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't even have a video on this because I hated this deck so much. Of course, our friend Mo played this deck. Here's what it looks like. So this is great. And we got Fizz, Yumi. Oh, wait, this is a newer version of it. Okay, never mind. This is not correct.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine. This still looks like this gives the right idea.
You
This
played
is the right idea.
paper...
Yeah, this is the right idea.
He didn't have Papercraft Dragon on this one when it was a 4 cost. Alright, I don't know if I can find one, but you have Papercraft Dragon. Let me just open it up in the client right now. Collection cards, Papercraft. So what you would do is you would put Papercraft Dragon on Fizz. This gives it double attack. It was, 5 mana at the time, not 4. And then because it's on Fizz, you could just play spells to make sure that you couldn't kill Fizz. So you would make this big Fizz that's double attacking you, and you can't kill it ever. Sometimes you could with Challenger, sometimes, but it would just keep getting stronger. And yeah, I hate this deck. I hate so much about it. I didn't really like the attach mechanic overall, and Fizz just capitalized on why it was such a terrible mechanic in the first place. What do you think, Brosbook?
Yeah. I think this also was like one of the decks that really just highlighted how miserable of a design Fizz was. Yeah. Also, like whenever you lost to this deck, it feels like you got high rolled.
Yeah, even
This
if
was,
you
like,
didn't.
really feel bad. Yeah. This is like really feels bad. Like, if we're talking about F tier, like this is like as bad as like elusive Heimerdinger, like in terms of like you
It's
didn't want to
way
play
F.
the game.
It's way F.
Yeah. I think Tamkin Sirach is still worse, but like
Yeah.
this is really bad.
I mean, the difference is with at least with the Flash of Brilliance, you could concede to move on. Fizz, you always felt like you had a chance, like they weren't going to be able to get that last sliver of damage against you, or that your spell was finally going to go off and you were going to kill him.
And then they hit you with Pokey Stick.
Never did.
Yeah.
You never did. Yeah, you got burned out. Pokey
Yeah.
Stick. They found a way. They always found a way. That was the thing that ticked me off so much with this deck, was I always felt like I was so close to beating it, and I just never could beat it. Over and over again. And then it did get to the point where I would just concede against it and move on with my life. If I didn't have a deck that could deal with it. Freezes did okay against it too. That was the other thing that you could do, was freezing it, but that wasn't super meta at that point.
I never felt like I got outplayed by this deck once. I've never felt once like I got someone outplayed me.
Nope.
Never once.
Not one time.
So This is a good one to end it on, right? Silverfuse, this is a good one to end it on.
Yes, I agree.
Let's, before we start talking, Zarlon chat, what do you guys think about Lee Sin?
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask
Yeah.
chat first before, what do you guys think about Lee Sin? See if chat responds. I don't know if chat's, hello, I don't know if chat's dead.
You're probably typing. Oh my, Lee Sin.
We'll watch this video where we discuss it.
I think I might have won this game without. Oh no, I didn't.
So we're looking at like a couple of versions of Lee Sin when we talk about it. Yeah, he's super annoying to play against. So yeah. Yeah, when Lee got Targon, it was a problem. So Lee Sin. So
How do I even
oh my
begin
God.
to talk about
How do
Lee
I begin?
Sin?
Alright, so alright, let's talk about Lee Sin before he got any of this shit. Lee Sin with like Noxus with like might was never a problem. That stuff was always fine.
Yeah.
That was like that was never toxic. That was always like, yep, they're just like this really fast like OTK, like that's okay. When Lee Sin got the ability to play a control deck, that was when it was the most toxic, one of the most toxic decks that like has ever been in. And people started this deck playing like Zoe Lee Sin, where like, and they would never draw their Lee Sin over the course of the entire game. They would level up Zoe and they'd win. That was the thing that happened. And it was because like you couldn't kill them through Eye of the Dragon. You just couldn't. If you were an aggro deck, it was not possible to kill them through Eye of the Dragon.
Yeah.
It would just keep spitting out lifesteal 2/1s, and you would be like, okay, well, what do I do? And like they would just keep, yeah, and then like you go back to Ionia for like bounce and stuff like that, and and guess what? This was in Ionia. They could play deny, or
Eh.
they could play Bastion. Like, if the Lee Sin deck really wanted to, they could always beat you.
Yep, the game that I'm showing on screen right now, so far I have gone through a Ruined Nation, I have denied a Decimate, I've been hit by 2 other Decimates, and then I healed my Nexus for 2 with Guiding Touch, so I have 1 health left, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to kill them with 1 health left, and they have 14 health.
And then like you're like, okay, well, how, like, what if I go over the top of Lee Sin? What if like I do something that's way bigger than what Lee Sin can do? Lee Sin bears figured that out too. They started playing Karma, and like you would be like, oh well, like I am in this really long grindy game with Lee Sin, and then eventually just play a Karma, and I die to the Karma.
Yeah, whenever Lisa had a second win condition with some of those stuff, it was ridiculous. Like this one, I'm playing Mono Lisa and I'm beating people too. Like you didn't even need to have the other stuff. The freaking what was it? It's not Dawnbreaker. Whatever the 3-cost card is, or actually I'm hovering it here. What is it? Zenith Blade was perfectly fine for everything but freaking Lee Sin. Just absolutely busted him as well. And being able to draw a card out of your deck by playing the Daybreak is thinning your deck with Lee Sin was also just ridiculous.
And this isn't even talking about how like this is like Ionia Targon Lee Sin, right? This wasn't even the best version of Lee Sin, and we're about to get into Shurima next.
Yeah, we didn't even do Akshan Lee Sin. We can group them all together because I don't want to talk about Lee Sin again.
Yeah,
I hate this guy.
Akshan was a really cool card that like generated some cool value and did some cool things. You played like Akshan Sivir was a deck. Akshan like had like a lot of different stuff. Like he like you could play him into a lot of different things. But with Lee Sin, Akshan could literally, Lee Sin could literally kill you on turn 5 or 6
Yeah.
because it didn't require a lot. The Akshan would just cost reduce everything, and then like you would play one half of the Absolver, which was 2 mana at the time, and then you would play the other half, which was also 2 mana at the time,
Still
and
is
then
now.
Lee Sin, and yeah, and then you would literally one-shot them at like out of nothing. Akshan was super fun to play. But when he was paired with Lee Sin, it became just the most like
Miserable. And it's still
miserable combo.
now.
And it's still like that even like now, yeah. So like, yeah. But also like on the other end, I've said a lot of negative things. I also think that Lee Sin is like one of the decks that like I think of when I think of LOR.
Not in a loving way,
And
though.
not in a loving way, but like, yeah.
Only hatred. Only hatred for Lee Sin deck. And I played it against it multiple times today. And I hated every moment of it. I thought, like, there was nothing I could do in a lot of times. And Akshan 2 is such a cool card. Thankfully, he found homes in multiple other decks, so he didn't just get, I don't have bad memories of Akshan, thankfully, because he didn't deserve bad memories.
But I have bad memories of Akshan and Lee Sin.
Yeah.
Like in Lee Sin, I have very bad memories of Akshan. It's Jeff Gallup. This game does not really still exist. Like you can play it casually. We are doing a retrospective of like from when we started playing the game all the way up until it doesn't get cards released anymore. You can still play it, but you're not really getting new cards.
PvE gets cards released occasionally, but PvP does not get anything released. Sadly.
Yeah, Akshan, we both of us quit when Akshan Samira came out. Before that happened.
Oh, before
We are
Samira
going.
came out, yeah.
Yeah, both of us quit before the time that happened. We played up to, yeah, so we don't get any more new cards. But if you want to go back and play some of these decks, like you still can play like all these decks.
Yep.
They still all exist. So like, and like I will say, a lot of these decks are really, really fun to play.
Yep,
Like,
I've been playing them today. And some I
so
will play tomorrow.
like there are still people that you will queue into that are just queuing up deep right now. There are people that are queuing up Teemo right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, that is what they do still. So if you want to play the game, you can still play it.
Yep.
So yeah.
Also very polarized matchups too, Lee Sin.
I want to say Lee Sin is oh, also Lee Sin ruined the tournament scene.
Oh yeah.
Like just ruined it. It's like not like made it bad, he ruined tournament play. So because the mirrors were not good.
No. Not at all.
No, Lee Auction was great. We're not rating it on how good it was. We're grading it on how fun it was, or how much like iconic
Yeah.
and like much like it was
It's
like yeah, this was like
iconic,
good.
but it's not fun. It's iconic because it's
Yeah.
good, not because it's fun. I mean, some people like it. I'm not a fan. For me, it's in a F tier for sure.
I think for me it's like C tier just because of how iconic it was.
Below Scouts.
Yeah, below Scouts for sure, but I can't put this thing in the same tier that Dawn Speakers is in.
Oh, but what if?
No, I agree with you. I understand your logic completely. Yeah. I don't know. Chat, what do you think?
Yeah, let me
I feel
know.
like yeah, what do you think? Because I feel like this one's really hard to rate. Yeah. Lee sucks. Yeah. Some people saying Lee Auction was good. Yeah, C seems alright. Yeah.
Okay.
I think CC is
Yeah.
fine. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, chat. Silverfuse has been live for legitimately forever.
A
So
long time now. Very, very long. I think it's at, what do you call it? 14, 15 hours now? 14 or 15 hours now. So
mhm.
I'm actually going to eat dinner, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play a VOD while I'm gone, because I want to just keep the marathon going. I don't know. I'm
Hey,
thinking
no,
about
don't close
not.
it. We need to finish that. We need to finish that.
It still it saves.
Oh, it saves. Okay.
It saves.
So we're gonna be tomorrow. We're gonna be finishing up with no Saturday. We're gonna finish up with Tierlist on Saturday because I have D&D tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're gonna finish up the tier list tomorrow on Saturday. We're gonna be at like Shurima around like this time when we're talking about it. Maybe like somewhere in the afternoon. And then I think Silverfuse, what are you doing on Friday?
Oh, I'm streaming tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm
So like,
streaming like almost the whole day.
are there any notable decks you're gonna play tomorrow?
I'll try Unkillable Cake. Try that. Well, I'll probably do Karma's Watery Grave some more because I really want that to work. Play some Deep.
Oh, it is Halloween. You could be doing
Nocturne.
you could do some harrowing decks.
Yeah. I do have
Wait,
a Halloween costume too for tomorrow.
what if it's like we already you could do like Infinite Mill tomorrow. I don't know if you did that already.
I didn't do it on stream. I did it for my promotion video. I don't know if you saw that, like promoting this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna
Uh
stop the recording.